Hello and welcome back to another lesson on Canva. So in this lesson we're going to talk about the fonts and the popular fonts that are available on Canva. Now this could apply to globally with other platforms as well. But in my choice there are like 7 fonts that I prefer which are best for Canva, using Canva in different categories. Okay, so there are some of these texts or fonts, they are very familiar to a lot of you guys if you've been around Microsoft Word or Photoshop or any other platform, then you know these fonts, some of them. And if you're beginners, then no problem, you'll get to know them very shortly, and these are really good fonts and very popular fonts. Okay, now first we want to create a design. Let's go with docs. Now we're going to type in, once we got the doc file here, we're going to type in something. So we're going to type some things here and we'll see how we do this. So my name is Jerry, and now we're going to take a look at these fonts. Okay, now once we type in this, you can see here I'm going to select it, and I'm going to select fonts for this text here. Okay, now what font would go good with this text? I'm going to select it, the whole text here, or maybe I can just do it from here. Okay, so here you can see this is the heading, subheading or subheading. Okay, we're gonna keep it in the heading. Okay, and we're going to select fonts for this. So once I click on this, it will change, but I have to select the whole text here. All right, so once I select it, now I'm gonna go to the font, and you can see that these fonts are being selected right now. Okay, so any type of font that I want, I can select it. Now the font that I'm looking for first is Open Sans. All right, now Open Sans is a very popular and widely used font that is used globally, Open Sans. All right, now once I click on Open Sans, there are some variants of Open Sans as well. Open Sans Bold, Open Sans Condensed, Open Sans Light. Okay, so we're gonna select Open Sans. Now you can see it's just the classic font that we use. Okay, so Open Sans Bold is the classic bold, and then Open Sans Condensed is like this, and then we have the Open Sans Light. So the Open Sans is like the classic font of any platform that you can use, and it is a very popular font. So if you're like making something simple, or you don't want to mess around and you just want to keep it straightforward, you can just use the Open Sans simple font for your projects. Okay, now the second one is a bit loony type, and it's best if you're making something like a Halloween themed content or project that you're making, or anything like spooky type of content that you're making. You see, you can actually find one font here which is called the Blood Grip. Okay, now the Blood Grip font, it's pretty fun. Okay, so if I just click on Blood Grip right here, you can see here that the Blood Grip is pretty gnarly, right? It's really gnarly. Now it is best used in Halloween themed content, projects and other stuff, spooky and creepy, scary horror content. If you're making stuff like that, then yes, you can use this font. Okay, and then we have, let's see, the next one is the signature font. Okay, the signature font is like the more classy type of font that is used. Like this type of fonts, they are like used in weddings, wedding cards, or any type of invitation is used these fonts. Okay, people use these fonts like that. Okay, so it says my name is Jerry, so you can see if you're using something like official or inviting someone, you can actually use this font to edit your projects. So the signature font can be used very often as well. You know, if you're like if you want to sign your name, you can use this font to type in your name. Okay, and just use it as a sign. Now it's not going to be the same sign as your original sign, so it will still look very classy. Now the same one like the signature is, there's another one. Okay, so we're gonna get into that. So now I'm not going to use brand kit. I'm going to search for another one, which is Liana. So this is somewhat like the signature font as well. Okay, so this is much more classier and much more elegant looking, and you can also use this as a sign as well, signature. And a substitute of signature font is this one. Okay, my name is Jerry. It looks very lovely as well. So this is another type of font that is similar to the signature font, but it is a bit different. You can see it's much more refined. All right, whereas the signature font was like much more like a signature, and this one is much more refined, the letters and others. Okay, so the Liana font is really good looking as well. You can use this anywhere. If you're inviting a friend or a colleague, you can actually write your letter like this in this font, and it would look so much professional. Okay, so next one we have the Hitchcut. Okay, so I'm just gonna type in Hitchcut. So you can see this is the Hitchcut font. Now where can you use this font? This font is really like a funny font, you know, a loony font. You can actually, if you're writing comics or any type of cartoonish animation stuff, you can actually use this font as a fun font that can be used in these type of funny content. Okay, so if you're making a comic book, you're writing a comic book, you can actually use this font to use the letters in the text as well, and you can actually add the pictures, and beside the pictures you can create the bubble, and inside the bubble you're going to type in all the dialogues and stuff, and you're going to use this font. It will look pretty, I mean, it will just adjust itself, balance itself with the cartoonish background as well. Okay, so this is a really fun font to use as well. You can use this in these type of stuff like animation and cartoonish content as well. So the next one we have is another simple font, which is Lato. Okay, we're gonna search for Lato now, and I'm gonna type in Lato. So you can see here that there are 3 variants of Lato. One is only Lato, the Lato bold, and Lato hairline. Now you can see a variable in this font as into the first one as well, Open Sans. The Open Sans font also had a few variants to itself as well. So this one has its variants as well. So if I select this one, first I need to select my text, and then I can change the font. Okay, so Lato, you can see here, this is a very simple font. Okay, the Lato font, and if I like change the Lato font to Lato bold, it's gonna be same as like Lato bold, just the Lato font, but it's bold. Okay, and then there's another variant to this Lato font, which is the Lato hairline. Okay, now just as the name suggests, it is like a thin hairline. Okay, so the font is like a thin hairline. Now you can see that it is very thin, that's why it's named Lato hairline. So the Lato font is really, it's a classic font as well. Okay, if you use the classic one like this, you see that it's just like normal text, but it's a font named Lato. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the last one, which is the Libre Baskerville. Okay, the Libre Baskerville is also a very popular font. Okay, let's type in the Libre Baskerville. Okay, the Libre Baskerville. Okay, so this is the font. So once I select it, so you can see the Libre Baskerville is also a very classic font. All right, it's pretty classic, and you can see that the designs here, the letter designs, it's like much more, it's different than the last ones, right? So the Libre Baskerville is very classic, and it can be used anywhere in any project. You can use this font, I mean, literally anywhere. You can write a letter, you can make comics, you can make wedding cards using this font. Okay, just simple and elegant. The Libre Baskerville, it is very, very convenient. You know, you can use it anywhere. So it is a very good font to use as well. So those were basically the fonts that I chose to present, and those are the fonts that I chose to like, which are, to me, are the best ones in Canva. Okay, so in Canva you can actually use, you might have other preferences as well. There are lots of fonts available in Canva. Okay, there are like so many fonts here, so you can choose any type of font that you like. Okay, so you can actually choose any type of font that you want, and it's up to you. But to me, these 7 fonts, these are like the best for me. I prefer these fonts to use when I am doing any project or anything else. All right, so I hope this was helpful and informative, and I will see you in the next lesson. Okay.